As a new author, it's incredibly important to make sure you're getting press, you're getting noticed by the community, that you're getting things like interviews to tell people that you exist and that you're doing cool things and that you're worthy of being looked at. And so as a new author, it's incredibly important to make sure you're getting a certain amount of press coverage or any press coverage at all to get your name, your face, and your books out into the world. But how do you get interviews as a new author? We know when it comes to getting those interviews, you typically have to have some form of interviews already out there so people can know that you actually have the ability to do these interviews and that you're worthy of looking at. So getting interviews early is really, really important. But getting into some of those big places, those like really popular places, can be really hard without a systematic showing of the fact that you're competent and the fact that you can do something like this. So let's talk about getting interviews early on. One of the best ways, one of my favorite things that you can do as a new author to get interviews, to show that you're worth this, that you are good at this, that you're capable of doing this, and to reach new audiences, is to work with other authors. Oftentimes you can go to blogs and websites and social people and people who are influencers and all those things and beg and plead and represent yourself to them, and you're gonna get looked over in a lot of cases. But by going to other authors on your level, you can actually cross-promote and work together. Even today, 5 years into my author life, I am still doing things where I am collaborating with people who are on my level. In fact, earlier today, I put out a call for authors to come and join me and do cross-promotional interviews. Now, for you guys, you're probably going to want to take another author and do an interview for them on their platform, and then you do an interview for them on your platform. So they're going to interview you and put you on their blog, their website, their social media, their wherever. You're going to interview them and put it on yours. For me, what I'm doing is I'm actually taking all the work out of it. I am just inviting people to come and join me, and I'm saying, hey, listen, I want press, you want press, I've got a platform, I've got the equipment, let's do this. And I'm allowing them to come to me, and we'll sit down for about an hour, and we'll take turns interviewing each other. I'll interview them first and put that interview on my YouTube channel. Then they're going to interview me, and I'm going to put it on my YouTube channel. All of it's done in my systems, with my technology, with my gear, and on my channels, so that I'm getting the watch time and I'm getting the eyes, because I already have an established audience looking to watch this content. But you have the ability to build up your own platform and build up someone else's platform and cross-promote to your audiences. So one of the best things that you can do is look for other people on your level. If you're brand new, you're looking for other brand new authors or newly established authors. You're probably not going to come to somebody who's been published for 5 or 10 years and ask them to interview you. They probably don't have the time in the ability to do so because they've got so many other things and they're so developed inside of the industry already. They're not going to have time to take on those smaller level things. They're going to need to do things up on their own level. So go to people who are brand new. You're both looking for engagement. You're both looking for interviews. You're both looking for a way to grow. And this is an incredibly good way to level up together. It also means you're going to get their new audience. So their new audience, your new audience, those are going to cross-promote and co-mingle. You're going to be able to raise each other up inside of the industry. It's all about a rising tide raises all ships. And this is going to allow us to everybody grow at once. So find people who are on your level. And then collaborate in other ways as well, because you don't just have to do it on an interview. You can do it for your social media, and you can do it for projects on your social media, and you can do all sorts of things. When you find a group of people who are at the same level and growing at the same time, you're going through the same growing pains, you're experiencing the same things at the same time frame. So whereas I started 5 years ago and I went through the trials and tribulations of being a new author, it is still going to be a little bit different 5 years later, because the environment has changed. The industry has changed. We now have things like TikTok, which we didn't have when I was a new author, and things are different now, and the way that we're marketing and interacting with our audiences is different now. So being able to learn from somebody like me, highly important, but also having a group around you that's going through the same things at the same time is going to be defining for how you succeed in this industry. So making sure that you are developing relationships with people on your level, in your same space, who have access to the same resources as you, is going to allow you both to build up at the same time and create those interviews so that you can both have interviews. And if you can find more authors to do it, you can kind of just go around in a circle and everybody interview everybody else. You can do it a couple different ways. You can say everybody's going to interview the person on their right, and it's obviously, since we're virtual, just like that's a proverbial way of saying it, but like you go around the circle and everybody interviews the next person and then the next person. Or you can do it where it's person A's week and all of the people are going to interview person A on this week, and then all of the people are going to interview person B on this week. So there's a couple of different ways you can create these different interviews, but this is a really great way to build yourself up. And of course, there are lots of different ways you can be doing the interviews. You can do a live stream interview like I typically love to do with my fans on Instagram and on TikTok and on YouTube and Facebook. You could do it pre-recorded. That's a big one that I'm doing right now. I'm spending a lot of time creating pre-recorded content and putting it out on my YouTube channel. You could do little videos for Reels or for TikToks. You could do a written interview for an Instagram caption. You could do a written interview for blogs and websites. There's so many things that you can be doing when it comes to these interviews. So even if you've worked with somebody once, that does not mean you're limited to just that one time. If you have the ability to create an interview that is an in-person, on-camera, pre-recorded interview, and then you're going to put it out on YouTube, that's great. That's one interview. Maybe a month from now or 2 months from now, you could do a written interview with people. You can use the same people over and over again, and they'll then be reinforcing that to their audience. They're going to show you again and again and again. So they build up their audience, you build up your audience, and then you keep reinforcing it. That means more people are going to see those different books, see those different authors, and it's going to level up what you are doing so that you can make more sales and grow your audience and do all of these things.